Hi everyone, Sebastian here. So today I have the pleasure to introduce you to the new Megaformer, the new Mega Pro right behind me. I'm going to step behind it. Look at this beauty. So the Mega Pro is the latest Megaformer. It is based on the M3, M3S, M3K, M3X. So the Mega Pro has the exact same frame, okay? It's identical to the M3, M3S, M3K, M3X. So that means that the footprint is the same as the Megaformer. The footprint is 125 inches in length and 35 inches width, okay? So I tried to make the Mega Pro as compact as possible, for you guys. So it's based on the same frame. Now, what is different? Everything else. So first of all, you're gonna notice all the logos and the printing. This is, I got a master's in business with a focus on marketing, and I cannot believe that I missed this one. For so long, we've had the Megaformers without any kind of logo, labels, titles, branding, and so on. And it was a huge mistake for Lagree. So you've noticed that with the Micro, the Mini Pro, all the new machines, now we are heavily branding the workout. So you can see Lagree right over here, proudly displayed on the front. It's also proudly displayed on the back. We have the name of the machine, the Mega Pro. So now this, you cannot make a mistake. This is the Mega. All the new machines coming out of a factory now are all going to be branded and labeled. Okay. So we have this. You can also tell that I've done the finish, the coating on the machine is a little different. It's got a little glistening, so it feels really good. You can really feel and see the quality when you do this workout. The other thing that I did, even though we have the exact same frame as all the other Megaformer, we've done actually the way we put the carriage together is very smooth. This is by far the smoothest carriage that we've ever had. And if I'm going to shut up, you can't hear a thing. You feel like it's in a vacuum. It's absolutely silent. I've never had a carriage that rolls like this and you don't hear a thing. So it's super smooth. The EVO I had a very ultra smooth glide to it, and I've always been proud of the EVO I. This is actually smoother than the EVO I. So I don't know how they were able to do it. I was very happy with the EVO I, but this is even smoother. So it's fantastic. I think you will appreciate it, and all your clients as well. The other thing that we did that is a little different than the other Megaformers, you still have 8 springs that attach on the back of the carriage. I'm going to have Tay coming in a few minutes, and she's going to be using the machine, and you'll see exactly how the machine is used. So you have 8 springs on the back of the carriage. We still have 3 heavy springs, but now the heavy spring has become black. So we basically stay with black, white, and a gray spring, and I'll talk over about the gray spring. I wanted to make the machine more aesthetic. So I'm moving away from the yellow and the red spring. However, it's the exact same spring, okay? So all we've changed is the knob. So the white spring is your light spring now. The black spring is your heavy spring. So this used to be the red, this used to be the yellow. It's now black and white. It looks nicer with the machine. But we also have now, the 8th spring is actually not a white spring. It's actually a silver spring. And what is that spring? This spring is half the strength of the white spring. So this is about 8-9 pounds of tension when you push your carriage all the way out. This is about 3 or 4 pounds of tension. It's just enough tension to basically return the carriage back in. So in the last couple of years, we've had a lot of new members. Last year, we've had an explosion of licensees. You should have seen the amount of license that we sold in December. It's crazy. We're talking about Bible size. Okay, so we have a lot of new licensees. We have a lot of new clients doing the workout. So I felt that to add a really super ultralight spring for all the exercise on the back was needed. So when you do reverse giant wheelbarrow, reverse giant bear, express lunge, fifth lunge, you can use the silver spring so that you can actually have better control over the movement. So I think that all the newbies will really appreciate that new ultralight spring. And that spring is retrofittable on your Megaformer. So if you're looking at this video and you're like, the Mega Pro is not for me, but I want the super light spring, you can actually buy it and you can actually use it on your machine, okay? Quick release system, I didn't want to do a super fast because we still have a lot of licensees that are not really up to the latest. So I decided to do a quick release system versus a super fast. The super fast and the lightning spring change will not be available on this machine. The Mega Pro is an analog machine. I will do a separate video about analog versus digital, because from now on, you're going to expect basically two versions of each machine. We're going to have basically an analog version and a digital version of the machine. So Mega Pro is the analog version. I'm working now on a new machine called Mega X. Mega X will be the digital version of the Mega Pro. It will be the computerized version, the electronic version of the Mega Pro, if that makes sense, okay? So what else has changed? Well, everything else, right? So obviously we have a complete new redesign of the platform and the carriage. This was an inspiration from the Mini Pro. So when the Micro came out, we had a great success with the Micro, and then people wanted a bigger version of the Micro, but not as big as the Mega. So I started to work on two new models, the Mini and the Mini Pro. And I wanted something that was just more than just in between the Micro and then the Mega. I really wanted to have new features that would make those machines really desirable. And I've always had the idea of making platforms that were adjustable. So we did that on the Mini Pro, and the Mini Pro sold out right away. So it was not just the fact that it was a successful launch for the Mini Pro, but also when you get on the Mini Pro and you start to use this lift in the platform and the carriage, it transformed the exercise. It's a game changer, black and white game changer. So then I had the idea of doing a new Megaformer using those lift in the platform. So this is what you have here. You have a lift on the front platform. You lift it up, it's up. You lift it up, it's down. That's it. You only have two positions, up or down. And then you have it on the front platform. You have it on the carriage as well. The middle panel does not lift, but the outside panel does, right? And they only lift one direction. And essentially they lift toward each other. So on the rear platform and the back of the carriage, they angle in. And on the front platform and the front of the carriage, they also angle in, and they give the perfect support for your joints. So it could be your ankles, it could be your knees, it could be your hands, your wrists, your elbows. It gives you the perfect angle. And the other thing that is also phenomenal about the Mega Pro are the new anchoring points. So when you look at the machine and you look at those panels and you see a lot of space in between, and you're like, oh, well, it looks kind of just like, it looks like it's, there's a lot of gap in there. Well, those gaps are actually needed because these are your new anchoring points. I've always struggled with the M3, M3S, M3K, M3X. That's why I also did an M3E that I don't think anyone has ever seen except for me. And I have so many prototypes over here with anchoring points all over the place. And essentially what I was struggling to do is I've always wanted the anchoring points to be a reflection of your body. When you are centered on the carriage, the anchoring point should be actually in the middle of the carriage and on the outside. So you don't want to grab the outside of the carriage when you do an exercise. You really want to be able to align your hands with your shoulders, your feet with your hips. So now with this new anchoring points, you have what I call a lateral anchoring point. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just grab the carriage any width you want. You can place your feet any width you want. So when you do like a flying exercise, flying scrambled eggs, flying mega donkey kick, flying froggy kick, flying squirrel, anything like this is perfect because now you can put your feet exactly where they're supposed to be. So when you do the exercise, you're going to feel so much more strength and so much more confidence when you do the exercise. I will do more videos on the anchoring point because we're going to basically reshoot a lot of the same exercises featuring the Mega Pro so that you can see how to use them. But if you use the Megaformer already for at least a year, you're going to figure out those anchoring points without issues. The pads has also been a little thicker. We've made it a little nicer when you kneel on it. When you lay flat on your back on the carriage, you're not going to feel those gaps, right? It's going to feel like you have one continuous panel. And then, of course, the material around the Ring of Fire, this new foam feels fantastic. So this is not as hard as the triangular grip, and it's a little harder than the soft grip that we have on the other on the Megas, but it feels absolutely very good. And then the Ring of Fire over here, instead of having a continuous Ring of Fire, we've broken down in just 4 individual bars because there is going to be a new feature I'm working on, and I cannot talk about it yet, but this is also going to be a new thing in the future. So now without further ado, I'm going to invite Tay to come in And Tay is going to show you how to change the springs. We're going to do a few exercises, and then we'll talk to Tay and see how she feels about it. All right, guys, so I invited Tay to play on the Mega Pro. Tay, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Tay is going to keep a jacket because it's actually freezing here. Okay, this is one of those cold days in LA. So when it gets a little warmer in here, Tay will be half naked essentially. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Tay is going to do a wheelbarrow. So go ahead and put a silver spring, and then you're going to turn around facing the Mega Pro. You're going to put your knees on the line number 2, and then you're going to have your hands on the platform. Right. So right over here, this is the wheelbarrow the way you guys know it. Go ahead and grab the ring of fire in front of you. Here you have the ring of fire that you have, so you can grab it like any width, and that feels very nice. So no more handles. You have a continuous bar for this one, right? So that gives you another anchoring point, and then bring the carriage back in. And now we're going to lift the front platform up, and now keep your hands on the front platform. There you go. And now do the wheelbarrow. So I love this position for the wheelbarrow over here, because now you're going to get more shoulder, triceps, and lats integration. You're going to grab the edge of that front platform and go into a bear. So go ahead and put your feet on number 2. There you go. And then right over here. And then you can see the support in the elbows. You can see the support in the joint. That feels absolutely very good. Moving the carriage back and forth. Yes. Now bring the carriage back in. Let's go into an elevator lunge. You're going to keep your, let's say we'll do your right foot forward on 0. You're going to keep your left foot on 2, hands on the hips. There you go. And when you lunge down, you can see again that platform works really well. The elevated platform works really well when you do the lunge. And then go ahead and bend the back leg. Perfect. But you can also do it with the platform up like this. And then bend the left leg when you go down. There you go. So now when you do this elevator lunge, for example, you can have different height. So you can go ahead, move your left foot further up on the platform. There you go. So now you can actually select different points, and that will also help to either modify or add a variation to the exercise. Now I'm going to keep Tay over here, and I'm going to show you the runner's lunge. I love the runner's lunge with this machine. Bring the carriage back in. Go ahead. So now we're going to keep the silver spring. I'm going to add the black spring. And now runner's lunge. So for the runner's lunge, you're going to keep your left foot a little bit higher up, actually. There you go. Hands on the handles. So whenever we do runner's lunge or skating, usually we put a feet underneath the strap, and that's to basically secure the feet on the pads. You don't need those straps anymore. You can still buy the straps, and you can use them for exercises like the super crunch, but for a lot of other exercises, like the skating and the runner's lunge, you don't need them anymore because your feet are not going to go anywhere because of those angles. So it's perfect. What I love about this one, let's go switch, put your left foot forward and put your right foot back. And I want you to really see how, and then move the left knee back a little bit more, perfect, and drop the hips, there you go. I really want you to see how those angles really affect the engagement of the glutes and the hamstrings. You're going to get way more muscular engagement. You can see it already over here. I get so excited. Sorry, I kind of eat my words. But you can see the glutes and the hamstrings over here. And that is all from the angles of the machine. So you're going to get a better muscular stimulation with those angles. And that's why every new machine that I'm making now is going to have those lift. It's going to become a signature of Lagree. Go ahead and turn facing the camera. And let's go into the skating. So you're going to love this one. For skating, you have left foot on 2, right foot on 0. And then you're going to press the carriage out. There you go. And then make sure you shift your weight to the middle a bit more. There you go. That's it. And then over here, you can see you have that perfect support in your feet. Nice. And then make sure you keep your butt all the way back. Perfect, just like that. Nice. So these angles in the platform are precious. Tay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring the carriage back in. Bring the carriage back in. We're going to keep a silver spring and go into a twister. So go ahead and put your hands on the handles. We'll do a twister right side. Yep. When you do a twister, and now your feet are positioned in an incline, it's going to right away feel that right side. You are going to feel those obliques in ways you've never felt them before, because now your feet are kind of on that downward slope, and it's going to really stimulate, it's going to really engage those obliques on the right side. So if your hands were able to feel the obliques on Tay is as hard as a rock. And that's all because of the lift. So now let's go ahead and turn around. Let's go into a mega donkey kick. We'll do a mega donkey kick. We'll do a black and 2 springs. I'll take off the silver one. And then you can lift up the platform, yeah. Put your left foot on 5, right foot on the handle, and then push out. And there you go, perfect. So over here, super smooth. And now Tay, we're gonna do a flying mega donkey kick. So you're gonna anchor the left foot on the ring of fire, and then push against the bar, lift your left knee up, and then push, there you go. So when you do like flying exercise, this becomes so much easier because now you can actually have your foot exactly behind the knee, which is exactly underneath and behind the hip, right? So you can actually keep that alignment and you actually make the exercise doable now. It's all the anchoring points. By the way, the anchoring points on the Megaformer, the Mega Pro, prevents you from putting your foot all the way inside. Go ahead and try to put your foot all the way in. Tay, there you go. Impossible. The foot is blocked essentially. Here, bring the carriage all the way in, and then put your foot all the way inside, and then Christian, get a shot of this. It's impossible for Tay to actually do the exercise, putting foot inside, and I see that all the time on the EVO, on the M3K Plus, on the M3S. People put their feet right inside the hole, and you're not supposed to. So now you cannot put your foot inside. It's impossible unless you have really small feet, but then the carriage is going to be way too big for you, right? All right, so now let's show you a scrambled egg. So go ahead, grab the foot strap. I've added the long black cable from one of the M3 machines that we have around here. So over here, you see plenty of space. Now with this new anchoring point, you feel like you have the entire superficie, the entire area of the carriage available to you. Now that we don't have those handles in the corners. And now go ahead and just anchor your left foot, push your left foot back. There you go, put your two, there you go, Tay, that's it. And then go slow. And then now here you can see that Tay can put her foot anywhere on that bar. And it's perfect because now she's got the foot perfectly between the two hands. And now she's got basically the foundation to do the flying scrambled egg, which you can't really do on any of the version of the Mega except for the EVO, because the EVO also has a continuous ring of fire. So now a lot more people will be able to do these complex exercises because of the new anchoring points. Tay, go ahead and grab that handle, and let's go into a kneeling torso twist. Facing Christian. There you go. So again here, both feet can be anywhere. So this is a long bar that we have. You can move your knees out. You can actually straddle the panel if you want to. There you go. You can have one knee on 2, one knee on 5. There you go. Perfect. So over here you have access to the full, basically, length of the carriage again. You know, if you want to put your knees inside the gaps, you can, right? Go ahead and put your knees inside the gaps if you feel any difference. What does that feel when you have like this?
It just feels more stable.
You feel more stable? Yeah. So you can put your knees there if you want to. And that's actually going to help you to anchor your hips. So there you go. There's a new exercise right there that I haven't thought of, to do the kneeling torso twist with the knees actually inside the gap to secure your hips. I love that one. So all the same exercise you can do here with the torso twist. Let's go into the super lunge. For the super lunge, we're going to put a heavy and yeah. We'll do a heavy and then all the light ones. So 4 lights, yeah. Perfect. Yeah. And then grab the handles. So now put one foot on 10. And then the other foot. So if you want to, you can move your right foot forward. And then you can put your left foot, if you want to, either on this gap over here or on the back end gap. Either way. There you go. And you can lift yourself up. That's it. Nice. So that's what I was talking about earlier. So now you can actually move your left foot in a little bit more. So she can keep actually her feet perfectly in line with the hips, because now she has an anchoring point that goes through the entire width of the carriage. So, you know, if I did the exercise, I would put my foot on the back end, but I would essentially be able to keep my feet aligned with my hips, which is amazing when you do an exercise like the super lunge. Good. How's that feel?
Good.
Good? Nice. And you can feel how smooth the machine is right here. It's just going up and down. Nice. And all you hear now is the cracking of the springs. Very good. And you can just kneel on the carriage. So obviously, if I wanted to do an exercise like a reverse super crunch, a tailbone biceps, I will need the straps on the top of the pad. But if you don't do this exercise, you might not need them. And now let's take off the black handles, and we're going to go into an X-Prize lunge. So for the X-Prize lunge, we're going to take off all the spring except the silver spring. We're going to keep a silver spring. There you go. Come on the back end. You're going to pull the carriage out to you. There you go. All right. So X-Prize lunge, left foot on 12, right foot on 10, right? And then bend both legs. And let me know how that silver spring is feeling. You should feel a difference. Does it feel lighter?
It does.
It does feel lighter? Good. So that should be easier for people to do. But now I want you to try a new version of the X-Prize lunge. Go ahead. We're going to lift up the pad. So put both feet here. Now go ahead. Either way. There you go. So now it's going to force Tate to put more effort onto the heel. Right over here. You can actually foot higher up on the pad if you want to. There you go. And then slowly down, slowly up. Keep both legs bent. There you go. And then put your hands on your hips if you can. There you go. And then go straight up. There you go. That's going to require a little bit more balancing. Very nice, Tay. And then go ahead, let's go into a reverse giant bear. So you can put your hands on the rear platform and then both feet on number 10. And then again over here, you can see that you get way more shoulder, triceps, lat support for that exercise. And then again, so if you wanted to do a reverse giant super crunch, you will need the straps. We don't have the straps on this one yet. But the straps are super easy to attach, and you have an attachment right underneath the pad to feel the strap, the foot strap through. Very nice. And then you can put your knees on number 10, and you can go into the reverse giant wheelbarrow. Yeah. And how's that feel on the arms and then the abs?
It feels good.
It feels good? Very nice. You can also do the reverse giant wheelbarrow this way, guys. You can lift up the platform. Whoops. There you go. And now, because you have your knees going on a downward slope, you're going to feel more lower ab engagement. And now go ahead and put both elbows on the rear platform and go into a reverse giant kneeling crunch. There you go. Look at that. That works the abs like nothing else. Round the back. So it might look awkward to you guys when you look at this video, but when you do the workout, these angles feels amazing. How's that feel, Tay?
It feels really good.
You feel that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you love that crunch. Yeah, Tay loves this exercise, and this exercise is already enhanced with the lift. Usually, you'll feel it more when you have the ramp. So if people have experience with the ramp underneath the Megaformer, so you can work on an incline, but this is very different. This is a different kind of angles on the body. All right, well, thank you very much. Is there an exercise you want to try? An exercise you can think of?
No.
No? All right, okay. Here, I'll let you bring the carriage back in slowly. There you go, perfect. All right, guys, so there's your first video about the Mega Pro. You're about to see a lot more videos. And like I said, this is the new design language for the platform and the carriage. You will see them on the Mega X. You will see them on the M4, on the M5, Supra, Ultra. You will also see a version of the Micro Pro with the lift, and also a Micro X, and also a Mini X. So there's a lot of new machines I'm working on right now, but they will all have the lift in the platform and the carriage because it's superior. And even if you don't like it, you can still work it and then have it basically you pad, flat if you want to. But once you start using those angles in the platform, you're never going to go back. Tay, thank you so much for your participation. Always a pleasure working with you. If you have any questions, support, concern, comments, recommendations, blah, 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 you put them into a piece of paper, and you put this paper into a bottle, and you throw the bottle in the ocean. And then at some point, I will get it, or you can email me, info@lagreefitness.com. Again, my name is Sébastien Lagree. Thank you for watching.